ladies and gentlemen. As been previously introduced by Alex, my name is Dave Holder. I'm the Director and General Manager of HTC Wolfcran. We're one of the largest tower crane providers in the UK. And I'd like to give you an insight today into how we at HT Wolfcran attract, select and retain personnel to our industry. UK customers demand high quality products along with trained and competent personnel. These demands are supported by legislation and regulation. The Health and Safety at Work Act is a primary piece of UK legislation governing our behaviour in the workplace. Failure to comply will incur large fines and possibly custodial sentences for severe cases. The lifting operations and lifting equipment regulations, or LOLA as they're known in the UK, are specific to the lifting operations which form our core business. Provision and use of work equipment regulations, or PURE, are the regulations which govern how we provide suitable training and instruction into the use of work equipment, and this covers everything from the use of hand tools to the operation of tower cranes. Approved codes of practices and industry standards. The BS 7121 is an approved code of practice for the safe use of cranes. There are several categories covering all types of cranes, with tower cranes being part 5. The Construction Plant Hire Association also provides an excellent best practice guide on the safe use of top slewing tower cranes, along with the Strategic Forum of Construction, who provide similar guidance. UK construction customers and developers require assurances that tower crane providers will work to these guidelines and standards. And a series of pre-qualification criteria will need to be met before a supplying company is accepted. Tower crane providers need to comply with the recommended standards of performance in service and maintenance disciplines too. The tower crane provider must demonstrate a robust safety, health, environment and quality system. Together, these measures set standards which businesses such as ours need to comply with in order to continue to work with quality construction companies who require their tower crane and lifting package providers to be of the highest calibre. You can see that the proportion of operator apprentices is significantly higher than other disciplines. HTC Wolfcran currently employs 270 operators, with the highest number of leavers and retirees coming from this sector. We intend to continue apprenticeship recruitment, although this is likely to fall to around 3% of our total workforce from this year's high of 5.6%. And this is mainly due to a slight reduction in the number of units within our fleet. We have also recruited from local colleges and selected trainees with basic engineering skills to progress through to the required disciplines. HTC Wolfcran is a major industrial force in the local area of our head office and depot in Sheffield. The typical UK rental model will usually include the provision of a fully trained and competent operator, where the operator is provided as part of the tower crane rental package. This is preferable to most customers and providers alike. However, around 25% choose to use alternatives, such as agency operators or the customer's own directly employed personnel, who will generally stay with that contractor and move from project to project. Most other tower crane providers in the UK will use some subcontract labour to assist their erection and dismantle operations. However, at HTC Wolfcran, we choose to use only direct employed personnel, marketing this as a unique selling point. We will engage the services of external labour providers only when we require expertise on unfamiliar brands or servicing specific customer requirements, but generally we are self-contained. Similarly, with technicians, HTC Wolfcran would normally use our own directly employed personnel for repair and maintenance tasks. We do engage the services of consultant engineer, who is an industry specialist acting for HTC Wolfcran on a consultancy basis. As a company, we need to be assured of labour availability. We also need to be secure in the knowledge that the people that we send to work have had adequate rest, are in a fit and healthy condition to carry out that work. We need confidence that the employees dispatched to carry out our instructions will also have the right tools and spare parts. As an industry on the whole, and as individual companies, we have a duty to provide adequately trained and competent personnel, and we feel that this can only be monitored while using directly employed staff. As the tower crane provider of choice for many blue chip companies, we have to be 100% sure that our deployed personnel are of the highest possible standard. It is essential to instil a sense of pride in our workforce, to encourage them to care about the level of performance they deliver to customers, and to buy into the ITC Wolfcran ethic. This pride and support of our vision by our people is highly evident to our customers, and we receive many supporting comments to endorse this. These attributes will benefit our product, improving reliability and service, along with extending that product life. We aim to get everyone pulling in the same direction as one unit, one company and one business. The nature of our operations benefit enormously from the presence of a healthy team spirit. Customers need to see these ideas work in practice. The professionalism and slickness of our operations will encourage repeat business. Operational smoothness will cut costs and delays. Do it once, do it right is a mantra that will benefit all, from customers, employees, through to shareholders. The peaks and troughs of our industry can be financially draining, never having enough people on a busy day and having too many people on a quiet day. These discrepancies can be assisted by the use of subcontract labour. The cost of these items can all be extremely expensive and weigh heavy on a company. Using subcontractors can ease the burden of these costs. The cost burden of having excess personnel because of external factors such as those above can be negated by the use of non-directly employed labour. So what are we looking for? Being at the workplace on time is step one of any service provision, but it is totally essential in our business. Many construction project managers will readily tell you that they are the most important person on the job site. However, the calls received to our office in the absence of a tower crane operator suggest that this honour rests elsewhere. Determining the timekeeping ability of a potential employee is absolutely necessary before committing training expenditure. We have a duty under the previously mentioned regulations and approved codes of practices to ensure that operational personnel are fit and healthy enough to carry out the duties which we expect them to do. With regards to the possibility of rescuing incapacitated personnel from tower cranes, the obvious mitigation would be to refrain from deploying medically at-risk personnel in the first instance. With this in mind, we request all operational staff to provide evidence of medical examination and a certificate of medical fitness every 2 years. Operational staff have to be comfortable at heights for obvious reasons. However, we also need assurance of this prior to any training expenditure. We look for people who appreciate the flexibility that our customers demand. Late programme changes and last-minute variations are a key part of our business and the industry in general. The UK crane rental industry as a whole is based upon a very high degree of flexibility, and this doesn't suit everyone looking to enter our industry. Many highly skilled and competent people have left our company and our industry due to the pressures and issues of working away from families and partners. The subject needs to be openly discussed during the selection process, especially with prospective employees who come from a non-transient background. We believe that our investment in the individual should be rewarded with two-way loyalty. This demonstration of loyalty is a key factor for HTC Wolfcram. In the past, we have invested heavily in training and creating some of the best people in the industry, only to see our competitors use their training budgets to inflate salaries and poach our very well-trained staff. We're doing our utmost to ensure that this isn't repeated and see loyalty as a fundamental quality in prospective employees. It is essential that potential recruits are literate and numerate. Duty charts, operational manuals, timesheets and communications need to be digested accurately. It can be difficult and potentially hazardous when deploying trainee personnel with limited previous experience of construction projects or working in close proximity to heavy machinery. Statistics will support the higher incident frequency regarding new entrants to the construction industry. We have to be sure that new entrants are well aware of these hazards and have a good perception of them prior to deployment. Having identified the right candidates, how do we convince someone that our industry is going to offer them the best opportunity for their future career path? We are fortunate in our industry to be able to offer attractive reward packages. The UK construction industry in general is reliant on extended working hours, and as such the overtime payments are a key part of those rewards. Most trades will receive time and a half pay after 8 hours, double time after 12, and on weekend hours worked as well. The average overtime payments to our staff mean that a typical operator will work 60 hours a week and be paid approximately 73 hours pay. Due to the level of training required, we have created a niche industry with a specific skill set. We are a small industry in terms of numbers, but enjoy a high profile within UK construction. With construction projects taking place all over the globe, there are many opportunities to travel and experience different cultures and methods of tower crane provision. Recent opportunities for our erection personnel has seen them deployed to places including Saudi Arabia, Kenya, New York and South Africa. With the bulk of UK tower crane rental centred on London, there is an opportunity to work in one of the world's major capital cities. Due to the specialist nature of our business and the investment given to training our staff, we obviously want to hold on to them and reap the future rewards to our business. During the 2008 downturn, we held on to a significant number of our employees, managing our way through a very tough time with nothing more than the most essential of redundancies. People respond well to responsibility. Responsibility and accountability are key to personal development of employees in their progression through to supervisory roles and ultimately management. Opportunities exist in the UK tower crane industry for regular progression. All lifting operations require adequate planning, execution, and the roles charged with these tasks particularly suit former operators and erection staff, offering an excellent opportunity for progress. We all make friends at work, but I've rarely come across an industry where friendships remain so strong as they do in our chosen profession. I personally have godparent duties for families of work colleagues, and they to my children in return. There is little to rival the feeling of achievement when you pull away from a site and view the newly erected tower crane, or leaving a project in full swing following a successful repair. Leaving a completed multi-storey construction project after first arriving to a hole in the ground some months before gives a sense of pride and accomplishment that has little to compare. We've seen our selection criteria in the earlier slides. Following selection, we need to begin the training programme. New entrants are deployed to the CITB College to undergo basic plant appreciation course and training. The candidates will learn to carry out daily checks, pre-use inspections and record-keeping skills. They will learn to operate various plant and lifting appliances, in an effort to give them a rounded experience of equipment in our industry. Included in the programme is traffic marshalling section. This gives candidates appreciation and awareness of large plant and vehicles. They will be trained as slinger signallers and as operators of mobile cranes and crawler cranes, in addition to tower cranes. Following completion of the college-based training, the candidate is usually deployed to a multi-crane project where they will get a view into the job site protocol. At this point, the candidate will only be able to operate the crane under controlled conditions, with an experienced operator present in the cab. These mentors are key to the training programme and have my utmost admiration for both having the desire and the ability to pass on the benefits of their experience gained from this industry. During this time, the candidate will be assessed by a trained assessor on a regular basis, usually every 2 to 3 weeks. These assessments are recorded and will form part of the candidate's training evidence used at a later point towards NVQ accreditation. Recently trained operators are then deployed onto projects where they can learn the trade with support and further training from the experienced operators on the project. They will also be a member of the site lifting team at this point. The candidate will also constantly assessed during this period and will probably continue in this phase for around 1 year. After that year, the trainee operator will be registered for the National Vocational Qualification Scheme. They will need to provide evidence and undergo regular assessment in order to present a portfolio file documenting their competency. When this is completed, the operator will be deemed trained and competent and will receive their NVQ accreditation. The operator is now trained and competent. They will usually be deployed on solo projects. However, operators undergo constant assessment and must continually demonstrate that they have the ability to carry out their duties to the expected standards. The timescale to achieve this is around 2 years. There are excellent opportunities available to staff in the UK lifting industry. The structure and regulation of our particular industry are designed to make our chosen profession a safer place for all. This is a real progression path, and it is great to see former operators becoming leaders in their field and putting their experience to the best possible use. We have ideas about where we want to be in the future regarding our recruitment process and training regime. These include entry-level engineering qualifications, progression to higher qualifications, SMSTS, Triple STS, and lifting gear examiners accreditation, and NEBOSH safety training. Added to these, we are investing heavily in training more of our experienced operators and erectors to become qualified assessors. This is essential to be able to provide assessment to all our staff to recognise industry standards, and has given HTC Wolfcran the ability to provide top quality lifting personnel. Our vision is through the development of high-performing personnel, HTC Wolfcran will safely deliver on a consistently high level, becoming the #1 choice for tower crane provision of customers who share in our values and spirits. Our strategy is to be recognised as the lifting partner of choice by the creation and implementation of fully empowered personnel who understand the contribution that they make to HTC Wolfcran and our customers, by robust measurement of our operational effectiveness, by working towards industry-leading process and relationship management. Here are some quotes from current and former apprentices who currently work within HTC Wolfcran. Andrew's father has worked for HTC Wolfcran for many years. Andrew joined as part of a Friends and Family initiative on one of the first operator apprenticeship schemes. Andrew has recently finished operating one of the largest tower cranes in the world and has received high praise from the customer. He has also achieved accreditation for slinger signaller, lifting supervisor and appointed person. Josh Josh has shown exceptional aptitude for our products and services and is shortly to embark on further training which will give him a practical insight into job site application of his tower crane schemes. Victoria is one of only a handful of female tower crane operators in the UK. She is currently deployed on a project for a major blue chip construction company and is receiving high praise for her skill and attitude. Matthew is a qualified plumber but decided he needed to change direction. He is currently working hard to become a tower crane technician in our Sheffield facility. This is a quote from a former apprentice. He joined the business in 1981 as a 15-year-old, straight from school, and he is testament to the system. He is proof that the progression path available can produce the desired results for both the business and the individual. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.